So I got my new med schedule. They're putting me back on Lupron. I started in just a few days, like 6 days or something like that. But this video is actually more about taking leave for infertility. So as I stated previously, with my very, very first transfer, I almost got fired for excessive absences due to needing to take time off for the appointments for this process. And I didn't learn until my last transfer, until my pregnancy that I delivered a year and a half ago, that you could take FMLA leave for these treatments, which I did at that time. So in an effort to eliminate this problem again, I again filed for FMLA. And I got an email from my leave company, the company that handles the leave for these things, and they denied my FMLA claim, said that I don't qualify under the FMLA statute for FMLA for this leave, that infertility and its treatments do not count as a serious medical issue. Which naturally I was like, excuse me, what are you talking about? And I said, when did that change? Because I just used this process like a year and a half ago for this exact same reason. She goes, well, it doesn't count, and it's been more than a year since this changed. Well, I was upset, obviously. I didn't yell at her, but I was wordy. And I looked it up, and I looked up specifically the information surrounding what qualifies as FMLA and as it pertains to infertility and its treatments. And apparently she is right, which I don't really understand. If I need ongoing treatment for, well, not even me. I mean, let's think of it as from the intended parent side. If they need ongoing treatment for a function that is not working correctly on their body, they don't qualify for FMLA. What? Are you kidding me? Like, I just can't wrap my head around this. I just can't wrap my head around it. So apparently my FMLA leave is being denied, which means that I cannot call out for my appointments because it will not be covered, because yet again, we are to the point where I am going to have to call out and get in trouble. And I don't really know what to do about this. I'm a little taken aback because in looking into this more, I found that in 2008, this is how it was worded, that this didn't count. So why did I get to use it last time and I don't get to use it this time? Like, I don't understand this at all. I'm really confused by it, and I'm very frustrated because this isn't supposed to be happening. This is not supposed to be how it is at all. And I'm also simultaneously very glad that I fought to keep that clause in my contract about if I lose my job due to absences to fulfill this duty, because here I am in the exact situation that I was sure I would not be in. I'm gonna have to call out. Understand that I have to call out for at least 4, I think, of these appointments, and that's just before transfer. Just before transfer, not even after transfer, when we have to still go for blood work, still go for ultrasounds, still go for heartbeat confirmation, still do all these things until I'm 10 weeks. Like, there's a lot of absences there, and God, I almost want to cry. I'm so frustrated with it because this is what wasn't supposed to happen, but yet now here I am in this exact situation. So I guess, take it as an educational point. We may think that X, Y, and Z will never happen, and then it does. We don't think that we aren't going to be using our FMLA for this. but now I can't use my FMLA. My company has completely denied it. They will not use it at all. They won't let me file it. So now I have no protection for my job to undergo these treatments, and essentially my employer can count me as tardy, which in my hospital counts as an absence. And then after so many I get written up, and then after so many I get suspended, and then after so many I get fired. All of which could happen within the time frame of me being released to my OBGYN. I mean, it's so frustrating. But we have to think of it even more broad. We don't think we're going to go into preterm labor, and we do. We don't think that we're going to need childcare, and we do. We don't think we're going to need this, that, and the next thing, or this, that, or that is going to happen, and then they do. And so that's the goal of a contract, you guys, is to make sure that both parties are protected. You know, to make sure that you as the carrier aren't getting the short end of the stick, but then to also make sure that the parents aren't getting the short end of the stick and aren't being taken advantage of. So it's a two-way street, but yeah, I'm more than slightly frustrated, and I'm shocked and angered by this, because this was supposed to protect both me and the parents, and it's not protecting either of us, because now I'm in a position where there's a potential I could get suspended or written up and fired, and at the same time there's a potential that the parents will have to pay thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars more than they should have, because the FMLA states it has to be a serious medical condition, and a definition of a serious medical condition is something that requires an overnight stay in the hospital. So here I am, being frustrated. Yeah, so I would encourage any of you who have taken my previous advice, and again, very good point to show I do not know everything, and I am basically going off of what is happening to me as far as education and learning as I go. We are all learning together, you guys. So if any of you have taken it as gold, don't, please. So that's where we're at. Transfer has been moved to March 8th, and here we go.